Welcome back, everyone. Today we are starting with the Ryujin Industries faction quest called Guilty Parties. We need to talk to Imogen on the operations floor. Let's do it.
I'm a little busy right now.
Try not to harass my techs too much. They have work to do. Let me guess. Looking for Imogen?
And she's run off. Okay. Talk with me.
I'm sure you can tell by now. She isn't here. Which is a shame, since I have several documents I need her to sign off on. She's always been the master of avoiding desk work.
Like how you avoided the interview process.
There are work skills and there are life skills. I can't help it if I have both.
When did you last see Imogen?
She hasn't stepped into the office since the maintenance closure. Probably abusing her paid time off again. I know for a fact she doesn't have any external meetings or business trips.
I need you to use your resources and tell me where Imogen is.
I'm not even sure that's any business of yours, but I do enjoy keeping close tabs on my counterpart. Dare I ask why you need to know?
It's confidential. Take it up with Dalton.
Yeah, no thanks. Getting information out of Dalton is like talking to a wall. Besides, speculation is far more fun. I have Imogen's last location at Frankie's Grab and Go, which we all know is a front for the Sioka Syndicate. You'll want to get executive sign-off if you plan on chasing after her. I'd say Dalton is your best bet.
It is impressive how thoroughly bureaucracy has infected every aspect of this.
Frankie's Grab and Go is a front for the Sioka Syndicate?
Is there an echo in the room? Yeah, Frankie's is a front. Crap convenience store on the outside, high-tech hideout on the inside. Of course, the only people that really know that are Ryujin, Bayu, and the Syndicate itself.
What do you think she's doing in the Syndicate territory?
Your guess is as good as mine. But she's up to something. I could tell she was trying to cover her tracks, but this is my job. And there's a reason I'm in charge of the technicians here.
Alright, I'll speak to Dalton about it.
Good. I'd hate to see what sort of drama might get stirred up if you went around him. Or maybe I'd love it. Keep the workplace interesting, right? Word of advice. If you're planning on foregoing authorization and just tiptoeing your way to Imogen, park your friend at the door. Two's a crowd if you're trying to lay low. Good luck finding Imogen. Oh, and if you do catch up with her, be sure to let her know I had everything to do with it. I'm serious about talking to Dalton. The man might lose his mind if he went into Frankie's without permission.
Can you tell me more about the Sioka Syndicate?
The Syndicate is probably the biggest gang here in Neon, controlled by Benjamin Bayu himself. Of course, that's not a widely known fact. Most of the Syndicate only know him as an anonymous figurehead. We've used them on occasion ourselves. They're helpful when it comes to tying up loose ends or if you need a few extra guarantees.
How do I get to Frankie's Grab and Go?
Head to Bayou Plaza and go down the alley by Enhance. Once you see sleep crates, hang a left and you're there.
So besides pissing him off, what would happen if I didn't tell Dalton?
If you dove right into the Syndicate's hideout, those consequences are going all the way up to Misako. They aren't just some random street gang like the Strikers or Disciples. They have ties to Bayu, which means they have ties to us.
Why are you keeping an eye on Imogen?
I think of it as a hobby. What better way to keep my skills sharp than tracking Imogen? But before you go getting jealous, you should know by now that my team keeps an eye on pretty much everyone. Especially those within operations. What do you expect when you specialize in sabotage?
Do you think Imogen feels the same way about you?
Of course she does, because she's good at her job. That's why I respect her.
Isn't sabotage what you specialize in too?
Touché. To be frank, I don't expect anyone here to trust me either. And if they did, they wouldn't last long. Trust can lead to a carelessness that we can't afford.
It's the right call. I don't trust anyone here either.
Now that's what I like to hear out of our operatives.
Okay, let's see. Optional, talk to Dalton on the executive office floor or find Imogen. I think I'll do the optional.
My career will be over if I still foster.
No Imogen, I see. Could she really be onto us already?
How would Imogen know she was a suspect?
A good question. But with her abilities and connections, the possibilities are too many to speculate on right now. We need to find her first, and address that issue afterward.
Yuka said she was last seen at Frankie's Grab and Go.
Of course, Yuko would know. If Imogen's with the Syndicate, I can't just send you after her. You'll need to speak with Benjamin Bayou. We have to make sure he's aware of the situation. If we're lucky, he may even help us get to Imogen.
Why do I need to talk with him?
Bayou owns the Sioka Syndicate. For you to walk in there without discussing it with him first could be seen as a violation of our business relationship.
I'll make sure he's aware and get his cooperation.
Good, because without it, this adds a complexity that we do not have time for. Head over to the trade tower and be discreet. Let Bayou know that you're there on Ryujin's behalf. He may ask for credits or even a favor. Just give him what he wants.
I have limits. What kind of favors are we talking about?
It shouldn't be for anything unfamiliar. Bayou is a businessman. Any favor he may request wouldn't be far off from the assignments you've already completed here.
Easy for you to say. You're not the one that has to do anything.
If you think my job has been easy since learning about the mole, let me educate you. We've been working around the clock on security upgrades, rerunning background checks, and combing through timelines. Just be sure to bring her back here in one piece. If she's truly the mole, she'll have a lot to answer to. If she resists or tries to run, we have no choice but to take it as an admission of guilt. I'm afraid you'll have to dispose of her.
Isn't that a little extreme? Can't we get law enforcement involved?
Matters like these are handled within the corporation. The information we're dealing with is too sensitive for law enforcement, and their security leaves much to be desired. It wouldn't be long before the information was either leaked to the press or sold to yet another competitor.
Killing her seems hasty. She may not have acted on her own.
The risk of Imogen continuing to operate as a traitor is too high. If we don't dispose of her now, she could cause a great deal of harm to this company. She knows the consequences of betraying Ryujin, which makes her dangerous. If the situation does take a turn for the worst, I only ask that you perform a thorough search for any evidence she may have in her possession. I trust you won't let your past relationship cloud your judgment. Remember, don't let her out of your sight once you find her.
What if Bayou himself is hiding Imogen?
I highly doubt the administrators involved. If he knew we were dealing with a mole that might threaten Ryujin's success, he'd be taking less subtle measures to dispose of them. That, and I have no doubt we would have heard from him by now.
Do you really think Imogen would betray Ryujin like this?
I don't know. I want to believe she's innocent, but trust isn't something we put much faith in when it comes to security.
Can you remind me why we care so much about Benjamin Bayou?
Benjamin Bayou is administrator of Neon. He runs this town and controls almost everything in it. The only exception is Ryujin Industries, but only due to how mutually beneficial our relationship has been. It's a delicate situation. Bayou could make things very difficult for us if we crossed him.
Okay. Let's see. Optional, talk to Benjamin Bayou. Let's do it. I need to get out of the main building, I think. Okay. Found him. Talk with me.
I don't recall sending for anyone. What do you want?
You have a good working relationship with the Ryujin Industries, right?
It's been a very beneficial partnership. As long as we continue to look out for our mutual interests, I can't complain.
I'm only here to give you a heads up on Ryujin's behalf. I'm heading into the Syndicate's hideout.
A heads up? You're telling me you're heading into my own territory? That's not how this works. First, you tell me why, and then if I'm satisfied, I'll graciously grant you permission.
We're after a suspect who's fled to the Syndicate's hide.
As long as it doesn't involve the Syndicate members themselves. I'll tell you what. I'll make sure the Syndicate lets you in hassle-free, provided you do a little something for me.
I think the mutual benefit should be enough.
And what mutual benefit would that be?
You know what's good for Ryujin is good for Neon.
But more importantly, what's good for me is good for Ryujin.
A small gesture of good faith now could have a lot of weight later.
Around here, I already have all the weight I need.
Now you're starting to make me angry.
I'm not scared of you.
Okay.
Enough. Your attempt to persuade me is no longer amusing. If you want to visit the Syndicate with my blessing, you're doing me this favor.
Sure, whatever. I'm all ears.
Excellent. One of the Syndicate leaders, Kumiho, has a slate with some information on it that's better off in my hands. Agree to bring it to me, and you've got yourself a deal.
Fine. If this makes my job easier, I'll get the slate.
Isn't that why we're here? To make each other's lives easier? Check in with Ms. Moore at Frankie's. I'll send word along that you're to be expected, so she shouldn't give you any trouble. Fair warning. The Syndicate should let you search any common areas. But if Kumiho catches you snooping around her own quarters for that slate, I'll just say, be prepared for some hostilities. What are you standing around for? Don't you have a slate to procure?
So you're in charge of Neon?
Not that it's any of your business, but yes. I'm the administrator of Neon. Actually, there are a lot of perks that come with the job. But do you want to know my favorite? One snap of my finger and people who ask too many questions get thrown off of the upper platform. I love that one.
Since you're a Bayou, does that mean you own this entire city?
I wouldn't normally bother with idle chatter, but that's such a ridiculous question. I'm going to gift you with a response. I don't own Neon. Neon is the property of Xenofresh Fisheries, of which I just happen to be the CEO and the major majority stakeholder. Now, if you'd care to take a moment to dissect that statement in your tiny little mind, I'm confident you'll discover the answer to your question. We're done here.
Say anything else and I'll shoot your head, asshole. How I wish I could shoot them, but the quest probably would fail. Alright. Guilty parties. Optional, head to the Frankie's grab and go. Let's do it. Okay, let's see. We need to find this grab and go place. This. We got it.
Better have
Talk with me
credits to spend.
more.
You lost, kiddo?
This is a story, isn't it?
Sure. I just don't get too many quality customers here. Most folks head over to Newell's or the Emporium if they've got the creds. I'd say less than half my customers are legit. The others are just kids up to no good.
I'm here on Ryujin's behalf. I was told I'd be allowed inside.
Oh, so you're the one getting special treatment. Don't look like much to me. I've got one rule for you in there, so it shouldn't be hard to remember. 3rd floor, is off limits. They catch you snooping around, and it's open season.
Is that some sort of a threat?
It ain't a threat if it's a rule, now is it?
Are you a member of the syndicate?
I'm more of an honorary member. I let them take up residence in the back, keep things looking legit. They keep this business afloat, so finances don't keep me up at night.
I'll do what I want. Thank you very much.
Well then, it was nice knowing you. For the record, I'm only granting you access because I have to. You'll find that young lady you're looking for holed up in a room almost straight ahead. Just remember to keep your eyes on the prize. The less you consider this an open house, the better. Be quick about your business
Okay.
in there.
Let's see. We did the optional. Find Imogen in the syndicate hideout.
Gangs think they run this city, but I don't see people building statues of that.
Okay, find Imogen and find Kumiho Slate. So the Kumiho Slate is on the 3rd floor, and I think it's 15 meters away. Let's try going to 3rd floor, even if we cannot enter it. Okay, what does this guy
Hold it
say
right
to
there.
us?
You aren't allowed on this floor.
Can't we come to some sort of agreement here?
Yeah, right. You're in our territory here. The only way you get a private tour of our personal space is if you're dead.
I forgot. It won't happen again.
It better not. Now beat it. If I catch you trying anything again, I'll introduce your face to a few bullets.
Whatever, dude. Okay, so I need to find something like this ventilation shaft that we can enter the 3rd floor without that being detected. Let's see. Okay. I think I see where we need to
I
go.
suppose we should assume they actually know how to use all of this, and it's
Um,
not just for intimidation.
Back off.
Where's my companion? I want to tell her to stay here for a moment.
Did you need something?
Hide
I
her
will
for a
keep
bit.
watch from here.
Okay. Let's do a quick save. Let's try doing a stealth action in this area. Okay, nobody cares if I go there. What's up with these huge ventilation areas? Why do we even need such a high ceiling in these shafts? Alright, let's see if there is anybody in this room that we need to hide from. Let's sneak little by little. Okay, there is Kumiho. Okay, let's jump down. Try to not to make so much sound, noises. Let's wait for her to move away from this location that she is at. So there's a slate on that table, it seems. Okay. Let's see. I see her head. Okay, it seems like she sat down to use the computer. Let's hope she's not going to look from the screen. Okay, opening files, failed to open files, decryption code required. Okay, now let's back up little by little. Okay, no idea how she did not see me take it. But it's good for me. Okay, let's get back to our companion. And let's continue with our main mission. Andreja,
did you
follow
need?
me.
I will watch your back.
I completed my super secret mission. Let's do a save. Syndicate's back room.
Oh, the whole place smells of fish. You would think that would keep people away.
So what's up, Imogen?
Never expected anyone to just slip by all the syndicate here.
Talk with me.
I had a feeling you'd be the one to come after me.
How did you even know about the investigation?
You stay in this business long enough, you get enough favors and connections that can help you see anything coming. Nix owed me a favor and gave me the heads up.
What the hell is going on? Are you really working for Infinity Ltd?
Yes and no, but mostly no. Just hear me out, okay?
You got some explaining to do.
I know this doesn't look good, but I had no choice. Ularu set me up. Yes, I've been acting as a double agent, but because she ordered me to. The assignment was meant to deceive, not benefit. And Project Dominion is way above my pay grade. It'd be impossible for me to deliver it. At least, intentionally.
You think Olara did this?
Of course. But first you have to understand, she used me to play an unwitting part in this, so I'm the one that takes the fall. That's why I said it'd be impossible for me to intentionally pull this off.
How can I believe anything you say?
I'm not the one with motive here. First, I'm not about to reboot my life. Second, I'm not spending the rest of my life looking over my shoulder for the next field op they'd send after me.
Intentionally. Help me understand what you're saying.
Look, I only know about Project Dominion because I wanted to know exactly what I was being accused of leaking. But that tech is dangerous. An internal neuroamp that can theoretically control other people? If the evidence points to me, it's because Ularu used it to set me up. What better way to frame someone than to take control of their mind and have them actually perform the actions?
This is exactly what makes something like an internal neuroamp so dangerous.
So, mind control device. Why would Ularu set you up?
Because she knows I'm the most believable target. I'm the only one at Ryujin with the skills to even come close to being able to pull off a job like this.
What would Ularu's motive be?
Power, of course. Corporations maintain their success by any means necessary, but there are some measures Masako is reluctant to take. You may have noticed that none of your assignments directly involve murder. Masako reserves those actions only when it's absolutely necessary. Ularu sees this as a sign of weakness that needs to be dealt with.
You have a good point.
It's the only scenario that makes sense. Besides, what's my motive? My career is solid at Ryujin. Infinity can't possibly beat my current benefits. Believe me, after having to play double agent, I've learned all of this firsthand.
So you're saying Ularu made you do all this? And you didn't even know?
Yes, it's what the technology does, and it explains why the evidence against me is so solid. Come to think of it, it also explains a few strange bouts of disorientation I've been having the past few months.
If this is all true, you'll need evidence to prove it.
That's exactly what I've been doing here. Ularu has the skill to pull this off, but she's also been behind the desk for years now. I knew she'd miss something. This slate holds all the evidence against her. I just need you to deliver it to Dalton. It's the only way I can prove I'm innocent.
Cyber interruption. You and Ularu are both capable of falsifying data. It'll be your word versus hers.
That may be the case, but I can't have Ularu thinking she'll come out of this unscathed. This evidence will cast enough doubt that she'll never make CEO. So, at the very least, we'll both be ruined.
You don't have anything that sounds more definitive?
Given more time and resources, I'm sure I could put together a full case. But right now, neither of those is a luxury that Dalton's going to allow.
All we can do is hope for the best. I'll make sure Dalton gets the slate.
I was hoping you would. I'm still going to lay low until I hear the coast is clear. As long as Ularu still thinks I'm on the run, she'll remain confident that her plan is working. And I know you don't hear it much around the office, but thanks.
This has become.
I hope Dalton believes
trust
me.
that if we give the evidence to Dalton,
What do you think Olaru's plan is?
Ularu wants Masako gone, but she doesn't have a legitimate reason to get the board to fire her. Instead, Ularu creates the very situation we're in now to make her look bad. The board sees Masako as a risk and votes her out. And with the Project Dominion prototype at her disposal, Ularu can guarantee they'll make her the next CEO.
What are your thoughts on Project Dominion?
Extremely dangerous and way too powerful for human consumption. Obviously, the benefits to Ryujin would be infinite, but as Ularu herself has proven, no one should be trusted with that kind of power.
If Dalton doesn't believe the evidence, what will he do?
If Dalton really believes I'm involved in this, then I'm on the run. I hate the idea of uprooting my life, but I'd have no choice at that point. And Ularu will probably send every operative she believes capable after me.
By the way, Yuka wanted me to let you know that she is the one who gave your location.
Oh, great. That'll be just what I need if this all blows over. Let's just hope she keeps her mouth shut on this one. The last thing I need is to be the highlight of office gossip when I get back. Well, that, and she'll never let me forget it.
Our next objective is deliver Kumiho Slate to Benjamin Payo. Okay, let's talk with this dude.
Ah, Ryujin's latest returns. I trust you've got what I wanted?
Indeed. Here's our slate.
I'll always say the best thing about working with Ryujin is you never fail to come through. Things aren't always flawless, but the end result is always beneficial.
This was a one-time thing.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see, won't we?
At least that portion.
Be sure to give Dalton my next time.
Okay.
Don't.
Now, optional confront Ularu on the executive officer's floor.
Bother me.
Okay, we are back at the executive offices. We got a new objective, optional. Talk to Yuka, and then we'll go to talk to Ularu. Let's do it.
Well, look who's back. So tell me, what did you find out?
What's the information worth to you?
If you think I'm paying for that information, think again. It's just a matter of time before it finds its way onto my desk. And I can be a very patient person.
You didn't have anyone spying on me to find out yourself?
Inside the Syndicate? That area's off limits, and I think we both know why. Imogene knew exactly what she was doing when she went there.
It's none of your business.
Fine, fine. I won't push. Enjoy your time with Dalton. It'll all trickle back to me sooner or later. Interesting
Whatever.
chat, Op. I'll look forward to seeing you.
I'm not going to say anything for some random person that wants to know. Okay, optional confront Ularu. Let's do it. Third floor. Before going, I think we need to pop a pill for the persuasion. I'm pretty sure I need it. Hippolyta. 20% more chance.
Don't
Persuade.
wander into any restricted area.
Is there something I can help you with?
I'm here to give you a chance to come clean before I tell Dalton that you're a mole.
Excuse me? Let me close this door before you say anything else you might regret.
Excuse
Just
you.
a moment.
Don't you try using your mind bending abilities on me. or don't even try to use one of those weapons on the wall.
Engaging locks.
Cool.
That's better. And that's quite the story you just threw in my face. Not to mention a serious accusation. And just where is this absurd notion coming from?
Persuade is the first option. Are we really going to play this game? Just admit you're the mole.
Is this a game? I wasn't aware.
Come on, it's such an elaborate plot. Aren't you dying to let someone in on it?
It is a horrible thing when such well-made plans can't be shared.
Cyberrunner, the evidence is out there. Your skills aren't what they used to be, and you know it.
In comparison to an active op, you may have a point.
It could be just our little secret. No one else has to know.
You really think I'd believe that?
You know the old saying, the truth will set you free.
I'm
Nice.
starting to wonder what Imogene ever saw in you. Looks like someone's been brushing up on their corporate skills. Fine. Since it's just you and me here, I'll come clean. I leaked Project Dominion to Infinity Ltd. But I'm no mole.
If not a mole, what are you? A double agent?
Please. It's insulting that you think I'd actually be working for someone other than Ryujin or myself.
I knew only someone at the top could leak Project Dominion.
With the amount of secrecy and security surrounding that project, I'm happy to report that's true. You see, I'm not a mole. I'm an opportunist. And no one is more loyal to Ryujin than I am. Masako, on the other hand, is losing her touch. Ryujin needs strong leadership for what lies ahead. A CEO who can make the hard decisions.
What do you mean by hard decisions?
What do you think? If someone was a threat to your family, would you be satisfied waiting for them to strike? Of course not. You'd eliminate the threat before it had a chance to act. In some cases, before it even realized what it was capable of.
If you're so loyal, why did you leak Project Dominion to Infinity Ltd?
It's all part of my plan. But don't worry. Infinity Ltd will never be able to complete Vina's work. I made sure of that.
If this is all about Masako, why frame Imogene?
It was never my intent to involve Imogene. But when you arrived with information on Project Dominion, I knew Infinity had screwed up. I had no choice but to act fast. Imogene is the only one that Dalton and the others would believe was capable of pulling this off. It had to be her.
Masako wouldn't be CEO without being able to make hard decisions.
Back then, hard decisions were all about screwing people over and white-collar crime. Today, they're more about ensuring success, by any means necessary. So, now that you know, it's time to see how good you are at making hard decisions. With your help, I can take down Masako and make the credits worth your while. So whose side are you on? Masako's or Ryujin's?
Well, I'm not on your side. I hate you. Didn't like your conversations from earlier. Let's see, options. I'm on here on whatever side involves the most credits. Nope. If it means better job security, I'm on your side. Nope. If you really have Ryujin's best interest in mine, then I'm on your side. Nope. I don't care how you frame it. You're a traitor, and I'm with Masako, probably. Masako's side is Ryujin's side, and that's the side I'm on. Let's go with this one. I don't care how you frame it.
I'm disappointed in you, Op. And here I thought you had a good eye for opportunity.
I don't suppose I could convince you to stop what you're doing.
The only way you stop me from carrying out my plans to depose Masako is to kill me. You could try to get me fired, but that only delays my plans. Face it, this isn't a game you can win.
I'm handing you over to Dalton. You can answer to Masako herself.
Go ahead. I guarantee any evidence you have is circumstantial at best. I've created the perfect scapegoat in Imogene. It'd be your word against mine, and I'm pretty sure the odds are in my favor.
Believe what you want. You won't get away with this.
We'll see about that.
Anything else? Nope.
This won't end well for you.
So your door wasn't even locked. You stupid. Okay, let's find Dalton guy. I think one way or another this mission will end the same. She's going to get screwed. Dalton, talk.
You're back. And Imogene?
Olaru played you all. Imogene's innocent.
I suppose you suddenly have all the facts now. This explanation better be good. I'm a mind to fire you just for that comment.
Did you consider how the mole could use Project Dominion to frame Imogen?
Of course. We've scrubbed security footage and run through access card permissions and found nothing. The project itself is an enormous security risk, but our lead R&D engineer, Vina Kara, has been working on ways to mitigate this.
Let's go for the second option. This can prove Imogen's innocent, and Olara herself confessed.
If our word is not enough, that may convince you.
I find it hard to believe Ularu would take the chance to incriminate herself. But if this slate provides indisputable evidence to corroborate your story, well, that's enough proof for me. It will be a relief to reinstate Imogene as well. Now, I need to undertake the laborious task of writing up a report to summarize all of this. In the meantime, Masako has requested your presence in R&D. She wants you to meet her in Vinakara's office.
Can you tell me anything about Vina Kara?
Vina's the head of our research and development team. She's the creator of Project Dominion, and often considered the protege of Ray Karis, Ryujin's founder.
How do I get to Vina's office in R&D?
Just take the elevator down to research and development. You'll find Dr. Kara's office to your left as you enter the floor.
Any idea what Masako wants to talk to me about?
Masako's been focusing on how to deal with Infinity Ltd. And their knowledge of Project Dominion. I believe her plans rely heavily on you.
Good. I let you deal with all the small business.
Not that I enjoy it, but I wouldn't trust anyone but myself with these reports as it is.
Alright, you completed the guilty parties. Anything else you want to say?
Masako is waiting on you.
Alright guys, this is a great place to
Don't
pause the
cause any
video
trouble.
before going further into the quest line. The next quest will be the key ingredient, meeting Masako in Vina Kara's office. Okay, so we'll do it in the next part. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough. Lots of talking, lots of sneaking, doing shady business and all. So I'll see you in the next part, everyone.